Hello there, and welcome to the Dreamy Ocean Channel. As you settle into this moment, allow your breath to deepen. Gently release any tension held in your shoulders. Soften the muscles around your eyes, and let your jaw slowly unclench. Imagine, if you will, standing at the edge of an impossibly vast, tranquil ocean under a sky painted with starlight. The surface is calm, reflecting the cosmic glow, but beneath lies an immense, silent world of shadows and whispers, a world where time itself seems to slow, preserving secrets in its cold embrace. It is within these profound depths that creatures once thought lost to the ages have been found, much like the coelacanth, which endured for 66 million years, prompting us to wonder, what other ancient wonders still patiently await rediscovery in the abyssal dark? Let us now together slowly descend into these forgotten realms, allowing the gentle currents of curiosity to carry us deeper. Unveiling Lazarus species. When we speak of a species vanishing, we often envision a definitive end, a final curtain falling upon an entire lineage of life. The concept of extinction itself carries a certain immutable weight, suggesting an irreversible departure from the planet's living registry, a permanent erasure from the vibrant, breathing biodiversity that graces our world. For countless millennia, the Earth has witnessed this ebb and flow of existence, the rise and fall of myriad forms, with the vast majority of all life that ever emerged eventually fading into the deep silence of geological history. Our understanding of this profound cessation, this ultimate biological disappearance, is largely pieced together from the planet's ancient archives. The silent, stratified chronicle of our world etched into rock. Deep within these compacted sediments lie the petrified echoes of life that once thrived, the hardened remnants, often mere impressions or mineralized skeletal structures representing the Earth's enduring library. These fossil records, painstakingly unearthed and interpreted by paleontologists, tell a sweeping story of evolution, adaptation, and eventual disappearance. They reveal creatures of unimaginable forms, from colossal dinosaurs that once shook the very ground to delicate ferns that carpeted ancient forests, each with a finite span of existence recorded in stone. When a species ceases to appear in these geological layers, when its distinctive morphological signature vanishes from the sequential strata, scientists, after careful and extensive analysis, often conclude that it has indeed passed beyond the threshold of life, leaving its niche forever empty. Yet sometimes the universe in its boundless mystery offers a whisper of defiance to this perceived finality. Occasionally, from the profound depths of time, a species thought irrevocably lost, declared extinct for centuries or even millions of years, based on the silent testimony of the fossil record, unexpectedly reappears alive and breathing. These astonishing reemergences are moments of profound scientific wonder, challenging our very definitions of disappearance and challenging the perceived completeness of our geological archives. Such species are known quite fittingly as Lazarus species. The name itself is a profound nod to the biblical account of Lazarus, who was resurrected from death, a powerful metaphor for life, returning from what was believed to be an absolute end. The scientific community applies the term Lazarus species to those organisms that vanish from the fossil record for a significant period, often millions of years, leading to their classification as extinct, only to be rediscovered later as living populations. It is not merely a matter of being rare or elusive. It implies a deep chasm in time, a substantial temporal gap, where no evidence of their existence could be found, neither in the geological strata nor in contemporary observation. Imagine the sheer astonishment, the quiet disbelief, followed by a surge of exhilarated understanding when a creature believed to have last drawn breath in an epoch long past suddenly swims into view or rustles through ancient foliage. It is akin to finding a living dinosaur, a ghost from prehistory, made manifest in the present moment, breathing the same air, navigating the same waters. The existence of Lazarus species compels us to reconsider the inherent limitations of the fossil record. While it is an invaluable chronicle, it is not an exhaustive one. The processes of fossilization are themselves incredibly rare and selective, favoring organisms with hard parts, and those living in environments conducive to rapid burial and preservation. Soft-bodied creatures or those inhabiting remote, less geologically active regions might leave scant to no trace, creating vast, silent gaps in the ancient story we attempt to decipher. Thus, the absence of evidence, while often compelling, is not always definitive proof of absence. It is a humbling reminder of the Earth's enduring capacity for hidden life, for pockets of resilience that defy our most informed assumptions. And nowhere is this phenomenon more prevalent, more steeped in profound mystery, than within the vast, enigmatic expanse of our planet's oceans. The deep sea, in particular, represents an almost alien world, right here on Earth, a realm shrouded in perpetual twilight, or absolute darkness where pressures are crushing. Temperatures are frigid and light. The very source of most life on the surface is entirely absent. This immense volume of water, stretching for thousands of meters beneath the sunlit surface, remains largely unexplored. Its abyssal plains, hydrothermal vents and trench systems, holding secrets that dwarf our current understanding. It is a sanctuary of immense proportions, a colossal refuge where time seems to slow, where evolutionary pressures might operate differently, and where ancient lineages could persist undisturbed for unfathomable stretches of geological time. The challenges of deep-sea exploration are formidable, almost insurmountable, even with our most advanced technologies. Sending remotely operated vehicles, or ROVs, and human-occupied submersibles into these crushing depths is an undertaking of immense complexity and cost. Each descent is a meticulous ballet of engineering and scientific endeavor, pushing the boundaries of what is mechanically possible. The sheer scale of the ocean, covering over 70% of our planet's surface with an average depth exceeding 3,500 meters, means that only a minuscule fraction of its floor has ever been glimpsed by human eyes, or even surveyed by robotic probes. Vast territories of the abyssal plain, immense underwater mountain ranges, and the deepest trenches remain as uncharted as the surface of distant planets. This profound inaccessibility, combined with the unique, stable, and often resource-rich environments found in certain deep-sea habitats, creates ideal conditions for species to persist, hidden from the gaze of surface-dwelling researchers. Imagine a creature evolving in an environment that has changed little over millions of years, an ecological niche so specific and isolated that it acts as a perfect time capsule. The stability of deep ocean temperatures, the constant darkness, the slow pace of life, and the sheer volume of water available for dispersal or refuge all contribute to making these environments prime candidates for harboring relict populations, living fossils that have endured long past their supposed extinction dates. The rediscovery of a Lazarus species, especially one from the ocean's depths, is not merely a scientific curiosity. It is a profound emotional experience, a tangible link to a primordial past. It evokes a sense of wonder, a humbling recognition of the resilience of life, and a renewed appreciation for the sheer unbridled diversity that still thrives, often unseen beneath the waves. It reminds us that our maps of life, Our phylogenetic trees are far from complete, with entire branches thought severed and withered, potentially still flourishing in the deep, silent reaches of the aquatic world. These re-emerging creatures whisper stories of ancient seas of evolutionary pathways, long forgotten, and of the enduring power of life to find a way even against the most overwhelming odds. They challenge us to look deeper, to listen more carefully, and to never truly close the book on any species, for the ocean, in its infinite wisdom, may yet hold more resurrections in its cold, dark embrace. A living fossils saga. Among the many profound mysteries that the deep ocean graciously holds, few stories resonate with such a captivating blend of scientific astonishment and poetic wonder as that of the coelacanth. This magnificent creature, a true relic from an epoch long past, stands as the quintessential embodiment of a Lazarus species, a living testament to the ocean's silent, enduring power to preserve ancient lineages beyond the reach of our conventional understanding. Its very existence, once a matter of fossilized whispers in ancient stone, became a vibrant, swimming reality, forever altering our perceptions of what can truly vanish and what can merely retreat into the profound, unseen depths. For countless millennia prior to its dramatic re-emergence, the coelacanth was known solely through the petrified impressions left behind in the Earth's geological archives. Its distinctive form, with its robust lobe-like fins and heavily armored scales, first surfaced in the fossil record approximately 400 million years ago, during the Devonian period, an era often referred to as the Age of Fishes. These ancient coelacanths, diverse in their forms, thrived in both freshwater and marine environments, their presence widely distributed across the primeval seas. They persisted, evolving subtly through the Carboniferous Permian and Triassic periods, enduring colossal shifts in the planet's climate and geography. However, a profound silence descended upon their lineage in the fossil record around 66 million years ago, coinciding with the cataclysmic event that marked the end of the Cretaceous period, an event famously associated with the disappearance of the non-avian dinosaurs. For 66 million years thereafter, no trace, no whisper, no petrified scale of a coelacanth was found in any subsequent rock layer. The scientific consensus was clear and unequivocal. The coelacanth had vanished, swallowed by the vast maw of extinction, leaving only its stony echoes behind. Then, in a moment that would forever etch itself into the annals of zoological discovery, on a languid summer's day in December of 1938, off the Chalumna River mouth near East London, South Africa, a small trawler named the Nareen hauled its nets from the shimmering surface of the Indian Ocean. Among the usual catch of sharks and rays, something utterly extraordinary lay flopping on the deck, a fish unlike any the crew had ever seen. It was a substantial creature measuring over 1.5 meters in length, with an iridescent steel blue coloration that shimmered with hints of violet and green in the tropical sunlight. Its most striking features were its peculiar fleshy, limb-like fins, protruding from its body in a manner reminiscent of a terrestrial vertebrate's limbs, rather than the delicate rayed structures typical of most fish. The captain of the trawler, Hendrik Goosen, immediately recognized its unusual nature and, rather than discarding it, brought it to Marjorie Courtenay-Latimer, the curator of the East London Museum. Her first encounter with the fish was one of profound bewilderment. The creature possessed an almost archaic beauty, its thick, bony scales, its unusual tail fin, and those extraordinary paired fins, each emerging from a muscular stalk. Unable to identify it, she meticulously sketched its form and sent a letter along with the drawing to Professor J. L. B. Smith, a renowned ichthyologist at Rhodes University. The moment Professor Smith received the drawing, a thrill of incredulous recognition coursed through him. His eyes, trained by years of studying ancient fish forms, saw in that sketch the unmistakable characteristics of a coelacanth, a creature he, like all other scientists, believed to have been extinct for 66 million years. His immediate, almost frantic response was a telegram. Most important preserved skeleton and gills of fish described. The initial specimen, unfortunately, had already been partially damaged due to the lack of proper preservation facilities and the summer heat. Yet its existence was undeniable. This single, improbable fish, pulled from the depths, shattered a 66-million-year-old assumption, forcing a complete re-evaluation of evolutionary timelines and the completeness of the fossil record. It was named Latimeria chalumnae in honor of Marjorie Courtenay Latimer and the Chalumna River where it was found. The world suddenly held its breath, captivated by this living ghost, this tangible link to the Devonian seas. The anatomy of the coelacanth is a living textbook of ancient vertebrate evolution. Its most defining characteristic, those fleshy paired fins, are supported by internal skeletal elements that bear a striking resemblance to the limb bones of early tetrapods, the four-limbed ancestors of all land vertebrates. These robust muscular fins allow the coelacanth to move with a unique, almost crawling motion along the seabed, propelling itself with slow, deliberate sweeps rather than the rapid undulations of most modern fish. This walking movement, observed in later live footage, offers a glimpse into how the very first aquatic creatures might have navigated the shallow waters before venturing onto land, making the coelacanth an invaluable subject for understanding the transition from water to land. Its scales are another ancient marvel, large, thick, and heavily calcified, providing robust protection against predators and the harsh, deep-sea environment. Unlike the flexible, overlapping scales of many modern fish, coelacanth scales are deeply embedded and almost plate-like, another echo of its ancient lineage. Internally, its swim bladder, which in most modern bony fish is a gas-filled organ for buoyancy, is in the coelacanth filled with fat offering neutral buoyancy, without the need for gas exchange, a primitive characteristic suggesting its evolutionary path diverged before the development of the more advanced swim bladder. Its heart, too, is notably simpler than that of most modern fish, another testament to its ancient, unhurried evolution. The coelacanth is a creature of the deep, preferring the cold, lightless waters of submarine canyons and volcanic caves typically found at depths ranging from 100 to 400 meters. Its eyes are large, adapted to gather the faintest glimmer of light, though in its preferred habitat, true light is absent. Instead, it relies on a sophisticated electroreceptive system, a rostral organ located in its snout, which detects the faint electrical fields generated by the muscle contractions of its prey, allowing it to hunt in absolute darkness. It is a slow, methodical predator, ambushing smaller fish and cephalopods with sudden bursts of speed. Reproduction in the coelacanth is equally extraordinary and slow-paced. It is ovo-oviparous, meaning the females produce large eggs that hatch internally with live young emerging after a gestation period that scientists believe can last up to 3 years. The young miniature replicas of the adults are born fully formed and capable of independent survival, a strategy often seen in species with long lifespans and low reproductive rates, perfectly suited for a stable deep-sea environment where survival is paramount. Scientists estimate that coelacanths can live for over 100 years, their lives unfolding over generations that span centuries in human terms, a truly timeless existence in the dark, silent realms they inhabit. The story of the coelacanth did not end with the discovery of Latimeria chalumnae. In 1997, nearly 60 years after the initial astonishment, a second species of coelacanth, Latimeria menadoensis, was discovered off the coast of Sulawesi, Indonesia, thousands of kilometers from its African cousin. This second discovery, initially identified by genetic analysis after a fisherman caught a specimen, confirmed that the coelacanth genus had a much wider, albeit fragmented, distribution than previously thought. The Indonesian coelacanth, with its slightly brownish-grey coloration, further deepened the mystery and expanded our understanding of these ancient survivors. The coelacanth's timeless journey continues to unravel, revealing not just a single species, but an entire lineage that has defied the conventions of extinction. It serves as a profound reminder that the deep ocean, with its immense volume and its still largely unexplored territories, remains a vast, silent archive of life, a sanctuary where the ancient past can still swim into the present, whispering secrets of evolution and resilience that continue to captivate and humble us all. Its very existence is a gentle, persistent challenge to our assumptions, inviting us to look deeper, to listen more closely, and to never underestimate the enduring power of life to persist, hidden in the profound, dark embrace of our planet's waters. The science of extinction and resurrection. The coelacanth, having swum out of the ancient depths and into our modern understanding, stands as a shimmering emblem, a living question mark that compels us to re-examine the very bedrock of our biological definitions. Its unexpected return from the perceived abyss of time forces a deeper, more nuanced contemplation of what it truly means for a species to vanish, to be truly and utterly extinct. For centuries, the concept of extinction has been understood as a definitive, irreversible cessation, a moment when the last breath is drawn by the last individual of a lineage, leaving behind only the silence of an empty ecological niche. It implies a finality, a permanent absence from the vibrant, evolving tapestry of life on Earth. To declare a species extinct is a profound scientific pronouncement, one made with immense caution and after rigorous, often exhaustive investigation. Biologists typically define extinction as the complete disappearance of all individuals of a particular species from the planet, with no living members remaining anywhere in the wild or in captivity. This definition, while seemingly straightforward, carries with it an immense practical challenge. How does one definitively prove a negative? How can one be absolutely certain that the very last individual has indeed perished, especially when dealing with creatures that may inhabit remote, inaccessible, or vast environments? The International Union for Conservation of Nature, or IUCN, the global authority on the status of the natural world, grapples with this very dilemma through its red list categories. A species is only classified as extinct after exhaustive surveys in known and or expected habitats at appropriate times. Diurnal, seasonal, annual, throughout its historic range, have failed to record an individual. This painstaking process often requires decades of dedicated fieldwork, the deployment of advanced tracking technologies, and the careful analysis of anecdotal reports, all aimed at finding even a single elusive survivor. Even then, an element of uncertainty can linger, a persistent whisper of doubt that perhaps, just perhaps, a small hidden population might still persist beyond our observational reach. Our primary window into the deep past of life on Earth is the fossil record, a vast, fragmented, yet immensely informative chronicle etched into the planet's geological strata. Each layer of rock deposited over immense stretches of time contains the petrified remnants or impressions of organisms that once thrived in those ancient environments. When paleontologists study these layered archives, they meticulously trace the lineage of species, observing their appearance, their evolution, and crucially, their disappearance from successive rock formations. When a particular morphology, a distinctive skeletal structure, or an identifiable imprint ceases to appear in the geological column above a certain age, it signals with increasing certainty over time the extinction of that species. The coelacanth, as we learned, vanished from this record for 66 million years, a colossal gap that seemed to confirm its absolute disappearance. However, the fossil record, while invaluable, is not a perfect continuous film strip of life. It is by its very nature an incomplete and biased archive. The process of fossilization itself is an extraordinarily rare event, requiring a precise confluence of conditions, rapid burial to prevent scavenging and decomposition, the presence of hard parts like bones, shells, or teeth, and specific geochemical environments that allow for mineralization. Soft-bodied organisms, for instance, are rarely preserved, leaving vast blank pages in the ancient story. Furthermore, erosion, tectonic activity, and the sheer impossibility of excavating every square meter of the Earth's surface mean that countless fossils remain undiscovered or were simply never formed. This inherent incompleteness leads to a fascinating scientific conundrum known as the Signor Lipps effect. Named after paleontologists Philip W. Signor and Jerry H. Lipps, this effect describes the phenomenon where the last known fossil of a species almost certainly predates the actual extinction of that species. Imagine a species slowly dwindling in numbers, becoming increasingly rare before its final demise. The chances of finding a fossil of one of the very last individuals are astronomically small. Thus, the fossil record often gives the appearance of an abrupt extinction when, in reality, the species may have persisted in ever-diminishing numbers for a significant period after its last fossil was laid down. This temporal gap, this silent interval between the last recorded fossil and the true extinction event, forms a crucial part of understanding how Lazarus species can emerge from the shadows of time. It is precisely into this gap of non-detection, this vast silent expanse between perceived disappearance and actual persistence, that the concept of resurrection for Lazarus species softly unfurls. A Lazarus species is not truly resurrected from death in a literal sense. Rather, it is a species that was never truly extinct in the first place, but merely unobserved for an extended period, leading to its erroneous classification as extinct. The resurrection is therefore a resurrection of our knowledge, an awakening to a hidden continuity of life that defied our limited scope of observation. Several compelling factors contribute to a species becoming a Lazarus, particularly within the immense and largely unexplored realm of the ocean. One primary reason is rarity. Some species may naturally exist in very small, isolated populations across a vast geographical range. Such a sparse distribution makes them incredibly difficult to detect, both in the fossil record and in contemporary surveys. If a species consistently maintains low population numbers, the probability of any individual dying in a place conducive to fossilization or being encountered by human researchers becomes exceedingly remote. They simply slip beneath the radar of scientific scrutiny, their quiet existence unfolding in hidden corners of the world. Another critical factor is elusiveness and habitat inaccessibility. Many Lazarus species, particularly those found in the ocean, inhabit environments that are profoundly challenging for humans to access and survey. The deep sea, as we have touched upon, is a prime example. Its crushing pressures, perpetual darkness, and immense depths create a natural barrier, a vast, silent sanctuary where ancient forms of life can persist, undisturbed for millions of years. Imagine a creature living in a submarine canyon, thousands of meters below the surface or within the labyrinthine passages of underwater volcanic caves. The sheer logistical and technological demands of exploring such environments mean that vast tracts of potential habitat remain entirely unexamined, offering perfect refuge for species thought long gone. Cryptic lifestyles also play a significant role. Some species are naturally secretive nocturnal or possess exceptional camouflage, allowing them to blend seamlessly into their surroundings. They might burrow deep into sediments, hide within dense coral formations, or move with such slow, deliberate grace that they become almost invisible to the casual observer. For a species that is already rare and lives in an inaccessible environment, a cryptic lifestyle further compounds the difficulty of detection, allowing it to evade scientific notice for extended periods, sometimes for centuries, of human observation. Furthermore, insufficient sampling efforts can contribute to the Lazarus effect. Our scientific expeditions, though increasingly sophisticated, are still limited in scope and duration. We often focus our efforts on areas that are more easily accessible or have historically yielded rich biodiversity. Vast swathes of the planet, particularly the deep ocean, have simply not been explored with the intensity required to detect every existing species, especially those that are already rare or highly specialized. A lack of dedicated long-term surveys in potential refugia can lead to the erroneous conclusion that a species has vanished when in reality it simply hasn't been sought out diligently enough in its hidden havens. The rediscovery of a Lazarus species, therefore, is not merely a biological curiosity. It is a profound scientific event that ripples through our understanding of life's resilience. It challenges the perceived completeness of our scientific knowledge, humbly reminding us of the vastness of what remains unknown. It underscores the limitations of the fossil record and the difficulties inherent in definitively proving extinction. Each such rediscovery breathes new life not only into the species itself, but also into our scientific methodologies, urging us to refine our search techniques to explore the uncharted and to maintain a cautious optimism, even in the face of apparent loss. These living relics emerging from the depths of time serve as powerful testaments to the enduring capacity of life to persist, hidden and unobserved in the profound, silent corners of our ever-mysterious planet. They whisper stories of survival, reminding us that the book of life is never truly closed, and that the ocean, in its boundless wisdom, may yet hold more resurrections in its cold, dark embrace. A sanctuary for ancient life. The very factors that shroud a species in mystery, rendering it elusive to our modern gaze, and absent from the latter chapters of the fossil record, find their ultimate expression within the vast, silent embrace of the deep ocean. It is here in the cold, unyielding darkness that conditions converge to create an unparalleled sanctuary, a living archive where ancient lineages can persist, undisturbed for epochs beyond human comprehension. The deep sea is not merely a large body of water. It is a world unto itself, a realm governed by forces and rhythms utterly alien to our surface existence, a profound haven where time itself seems to slow preserving life forms that might otherwise have vanished into the great geological silence. Imagine, if you will, descending slowly, ever so slowly, through the sun-drenched surface waters, where vibrant light shimmers and dances, illuminating a bustling, colourful realm. As you sink deeper, the hues begin to fade, the brilliant blues yielding to deeper indigos, then purples, until at last, all visible light is swallowed by the profound, inky blackness. This transition marks the boundary of the photic zone, the thin, sunlit veneer of the ocean where photosynthesis fuels the majority of marine life. Below this threshold, typically around 200 meters, lies the mesopelagic or twilight zone, where only the faintest ghostly whispers of sunlight penetrate. And below that, stretching down for thousands upon thousands of meters, lies the bathypelagic, abyssal pelagic, and hadal pelagic zones, realms of absolute eternal darkness. This perpetual absence of light is perhaps the most defining characteristic of the deep ocean, and it profoundly shapes the life that resides there. Without sunlight, there is no photosynthesis, no vast green engine driving the food web from above. Life here must find alternative sources of energy or subsist on the sparse, gentle rain of organic detritus known as marine snow, drifting down from the productive surface waters. This limited energy input leads to a slower pace of life, a reduced metabolic rate, and often an extended lifespan for many deep-sea organisms. Creatures here do not need to evolve for speed or camouflage against a backdrop of shifting light and color. Instead, their adaptations lean towards energy efficiency, specialized sensory perception for navigation in darkness, and often the mesmerizing glow of bioluminescence, their own self-generated light. Coupled with the darkness is an almost unimaginable hydrostatic pressure. For every 10 meters you descend into the ocean, the pressure increases by approximately 1 atmosphere. At depths of 4,000 meters, the pressure is 400 times greater than at the surface, equivalent to having a large car pressing down on every square centimeter of your body. In the deepest trenches, such as the Mariana Trench, the pressure exceeds 1,000 atmospheres. Life here must be exquisitely adapted to withstand such forces, with specialized cellular structures, flexible body plans, and biochemical adaptations that prevent proteins from denaturing under extreme compression. These are conditions that would instantly crush most surface-dwelling organisms, but for deep-sea life, it is simply the natural state of their existence, a stable, unyielding force that has persisted for eons. The temperature in the deep ocean is another testament to its profound stability. Below the thermocline, a layer where temperature drops rapidly, the waters of the deep sea maintain a remarkably constant frigid temperature, typically hovering between 0 and 4 degrees Celsius. Unlike the surface waters, which experience diurnal and seasonal fluctuations, the abyssal depths are insulated from these changes. This constant cold environment contributes to the slow metabolic rates of deep-sea organisms and provides an unbroken continuity of thermal conditions, allowing species adapted to this chill to persist without the need for rapid evolutionary responses to changing temperatures. Geological stability further cements the deep ocean's role as a sanctuary. While the Earth's surface has been dramatically reshaped over geological time by continental drift, mountain-building glaciations, and volcanic eruptions, the deep abyssal plains and the deep-sea trenches often experience a relatively slower pace of dramatic environmental upheaval. Cataclysmic events like asteroid impacts, which can trigger mass extinctions on land and in shallow seas, may have less direct and immediate impact on the most isolated deep-sea ecosystems. While ocean currents can shift and deep-sea volcanism occurs, the overall environmental parameters in many deep-sea habitats have remained remarkably consistent over millions of years. This long-term environmental constancy provides an unbroken continuum for ancient lineages to simply be without the relentless pressure to rapidly adapt or perish. Consider the immense volume of the deep ocean itself. It is the largest living space on Earth, encompassing over 90% of the planet's habitable volume. This sheer scale provides a vast canvas for populations to spread out, to become incredibly sparse, and to find countless hidden refugia. A species might exist in small, isolated pockets across thousands of kilometers of ocean floor, making it astronomically difficult for human observers to detect even with advanced technology. These vast, unexplored territories act as natural cloaks, allowing species to remain undetected for millennia, swimming silently through the dark. Within this immense, stable darkness, certain unique habitats emerge as true oases of ancient life. The vast abyssal plains, while seemingly featureless, offer enormous expanses for benthic creatures. Seamounts underwater mountains rising from the seafloor create unique current patterns and often host rich, localized biodiversity acting as isolated islands in the deep. And then there are the extraordinary hydrothermal vents and cold seeps, which we will explore in more detail later. These are places where life is not fueled by the sun, but by chemosynthesis, drawing energy from chemical compounds issuing from the Earth's interior. These chemosynthetic ecosystems, often stable for thousands of years, represent pockets of unique, ancient-style life, entirely independent of the sun's energy, providing yet another type of refuge for relict species. The very slowness of life in the deep contributes to its preservation. Many deep-sea fish and invertebrates grow slowly mature, late, and live for exceptionally long periods, sometimes for centuries. Their metabolic processes are deliberately unhurried, conserving precious energy in an environment where resources are scarce. This slow pace of life, combined with the stable environment, means that evolutionary changes might also proceed at a more measured tempo, allowing ancient body plans and genetic lineages to persist without rapid alteration. It is as if time itself has been given a deeper, more deliberate rhythm in these profound depths. Thus, the deep ocean serves as a colossal living time capsule, a silent, enduring sanctuary for ancient life. It is a place where the forces of darkness, pressure, and cold, rather than being inimical to life, have instead forged unique adaptations and provided an unparalleled stability, allowing generations upon generations of creatures to continue their existence largely unchanged, while the surface world undergoes dramatic transformations. These unseen realms, with their vastness and their profound environmental consistency, continue to hold unimaginable secrets, whispering stories of ancient seas and the enduring power of life to persist, hidden and unobserved in the profound dark embrace of our planet's waters. The potential for further discoveries for more Lazarus species to emerge from this silent realm remains as vast and mysterious as the ocean itself. Other remarkable marine rediscoveries. Beyond the truly extraordinary saga of the coelacanth, the deep ocean in its boundless generosity has unveiled other profound secrets, offering glimpses of life forms that were for long stretches of time confined solely to the silent, stony pages of the fossil record. These remarkable marine rediscoveries, though perhaps less globally renowned than the coelacanth, resonate with the same deep scientific significance, each one an echo from the abyss, a living whisper of ancient seas that challenges our understanding of extinction and the enduring resilience of life. They remind us that the ocean's depths are not merely a vast, empty expanse, but a living museum, a continuous chronicle where the past gracefully swims into the present. One such profound echo materialized in the form of the monoplacophorans, a class of marine mollusks believed to have vanished from the Earth's oceans over 375 million years ago during the late Devonian period. For countless millennia, their existence was known only through their distinctive cap-shaped shells, preserved in ancient rocks, leading paleontologists to classify them as an extinct primitive group of mollusks. Their simple, unsegmented body plan and a single, limpet-like shell suggested a very early branch in the mollusk evolutionary tree, a lineage that seemed to have met its definitive end long before the age of dinosaurs. Then, in 1952, during a deep-sea trawling expedition off the coast of Costa Rica, at an astonishing depth of 3,597 meters, a remarkable creature was pulled from the abyssal mud. It was a small, unassuming mollusk no more than 3 centimeters in length, with a delicate, oval-shaped shell that precisely matched the fossilized forms of the ancient monoplacophorans. The astonishment among the scientific community was palpable. This living specimen, later named Neopilina galatheae, was not merely similar. It was a direct, breathing descendant of a group thought to have disappeared from the planet's oceans for hundreds of millions of years. The rediscovery of Neopilina unveiled a creature with a fascinating set of primitive characteristics. Its internal anatomy, meticulously studied, revealed a segmented arrangement of gills, kidneys, and muscles, a feature considered primitive within the mollusk phylum and a strong indicator of its ancient lineage. These internal segmentations hint at a distant shared ancestry with segmented worms, offering crucial insights into the early evolution of mollusks. The monoplacophorans, having found refuge in the stable, nutrient-poor and undisturbed environment of the deep abyssal plains, had simply continued their quiet existence undisturbed by the dramatic evolutionary shifts occurring in the shallower, more volatile waters above. Their slow metabolism adapted to the sparse resources of the deep, likely contributed to their ability to persist through countless geological epochs, a testament to the power of environmental stability in preserving ancient life forms. Another compelling tale of rediscovery involves the remarkable Triops cancriformis, often referred to as the tadpole shrimp or dinosaur shrimp. While not strictly a deep-sea creature in the same vein as the coelacanth or monoplacophorans, its story speaks to the same profound resilience and the ability of certain life forms to persist, hidden in unexpected environments. The fossil record of Triops extends back over 220 million years to the Triassic period, making it one of the oldest living animal species on Earth, with an almost unchanged morphology. Its three-eyed shield-like carapace and numerous paddle-like legs are instantly recognizable from its ancient fossilized relatives. For much of modern scientific history, Triops was known primarily through its fossilized remains and its sporadic appearances in temporary freshwater pools. Its peculiar life cycle, involving desiccation-resistant eggs that can remain dormant in dry lake beds for decades, even centuries waiting for rain, allowed it to persist across vast stretches of time and geographical areas, often appearing as if from nowhere after a heavy rainfall. However, its ancient lineage and its remarkable ability to evade consistent observation due to its ephemeral habitats make it a compelling example of a living fossil that frequently disappears and reappears on a much shorter but still scientifically significant timescale. Its consistent morphological stability over hundreds of millions of years, despite dramatic environmental changes, underscores a successful, enduring body plan that has withstood the test of time, often by simply waiting out adverse conditions in a state of suspended animation. Then there is the enigmatic phenomenon of the living stromatolites. For billions of years from the very dawn of life on Earth, stromatolites, layered microbial mats formed by cyanobacteria, were the dominant life forms profoundly shaping our planet's early atmosphere by producing oxygen. Their fossilized remnants are among the oldest direct evidence of life, dating back over 3.5 billion years. For a long time, it was believed that these ancient primeval ecosystems had largely been outcompeted and replaced by more complex life forms relegated to the deep past. However, in the mid-20th century, living stromatolites were discovered flourishing in Shark Bay, Western Australia, and later in other hypersaline environments around the world. These modern stromatolites, though rare and found in very specific extreme conditions, where grazers and competitors cannot thrive, are structurally and ecologically identical to their ancient fossilized ancestors. Their rediscovery was a profound moment, offering scientists a direct living window into the very earliest forms of life on Earth, allowing them to study the processes of biomineralization and microbial mat formation in real time. While not a Lazarus species in the animal kingdom, since their re-emergence from a perceived fossil-only existence underscores the incredible persistence of fundamental life forms in refugia where ancient conditions still prevail. These examples, from the deep-sea monoplacophorans to the resilient triops and the primordial stromatolites, paint a vivid picture of life's extraordinary tenacity. They illustrate that the deep ocean, with its stable, dark, and often extreme environments, provides a unique set of conditions that can effectively slow down the relentless march of evolutionary change and shield ancient lineages from the selective pressures that drive extinction in more dynamic, shallower ecosystems. The deep sea acts as a vast thermal and chemical buffer, insulating its inhabitants from the dramatic climatic shifts, sea level changes, and ecological upheavals that have repeatedly reshaped the surface world over geological time. Each rediscovery is a quiet triumph, a validation of the ongoing scientific endeavor to explore and understand our planet's biodiversity. They are not merely curiosities. They are living laboratories offering invaluable insights into the evolutionary pathways of life, the resilience of specific adaptations, and the profound, often unexpected ways in which life finds a way to persist. These creatures emerging from the depths of time and shadow remind us that the book of life is never truly closed, and that the ocean in its boundless wisdom may yet hold countless more resurrections in its cold, dark embrace. The whispers from the abyss continue inviting us to listen more closely, to look deeper, and to never underestimate the enduring power of life, to persist, hidden and unobserved, in the profound, silent corners of our ever-mysterious planet. Methods of deep-sea exploration, the very act of seeking out these ghost species, these echoes of ancient life believed to be long, vanished demands, an extraordinary fusion of human ingenuity, profound scientific patience, and a relentless courage to venture into realms that are profoundly hostile to our surface existence. Hunting for these elusive survivors within the deep ocean is not merely a scientific endeavor. It is a meticulous slow-motion ballet against the crushing forces of pressure, the impenetrable veil of darkness, and the chilling grip of abyssal cold. It is a quest that pushes the very boundaries of technology, allowing our senses to extend into a world that would otherwise remain forever beyond our reach. A world where the whispers of time are carried on currents of profound silence. In the nascent days of deep-sea exploration, the methods were rudimentary, driven by a hopeful curiosity rather than sophisticated precision. Imagine the early oceanographers standing on the deck of a rolling ship, watching as heavy steel dredges and vast conical trawling nets were lowered slowly, painfully slowly into the unseen depths. These robust, often crude instruments would scrape across the abyssal floor, blindly gathering whatever happened to lie in their path. The waiting was immense, sometimes hours passing as the heavy gear descended and ascended the taut cable groaning under the strain. When at last the nets broke the surface, dripping with frigid water, the contents would spill onto the deck. A bewildering, often unrecognizable assortment of mud rocks and the strange, fragile creatures that had endured the violent ascent from their pressurized homes. It was through such accidental, serendipitous hauls that the first coelacanth was brought to light, a testament to the sheer luck involved in such early scattershot sampling. These early methods, while destructive and imprecise, offered the first tantalizing glimpses into the deep, hinting at the untold biological riches hidden beneath. As technology slowly advanced, the desire for more targeted observation grew. Baited cameras, simple yet effective, were among the first tools to offer a direct, albeit static, visual window into the dark. Imagine a heavy frame meticulously weighted, carrying a camera and a powerful light source along with a tempting piece of bait, perhaps a fish head or a chunk of meat. This entire assembly would be lowered gently, sometimes for kilometers, to settle softly on the seabed. For hours or even days, the camera would patiently record its lens, piercing the eternal darkness with a focused beam of light, waiting for the subtle movements of curious scavengers or unseen predators drawn by the scent. These silent sentinels, retrieved after their long vigil, would often reveal startling images of creatures never before seen, or perhaps a faint, fleeting glimpse of something that defied easy classification, a shadow that hinted at an ancient form. The true revolution in deep-sea exploration, however, arrived with the development of submersibles vessels capable of carrying human observers into the crushing depths. The earliest of these, like the bathysphere and the bathyscaphe, were marvels of engineering designed to withstand immense pressure in cramped, isolated conditions. Imagine being sealed within a thick, spherical chamber of steel, feeling the gentle sway of the surface slowly disappear as the vessel begins its deliberate descent. Outside, the light gradually dims, fading from vibrant blue to deep violet, then to an impenetrable blackness, broken only by the narrow, focused beams of the submersible's lights. Through a tiny, incredibly thick viewport, the deep becomes a surreal landscape, a silent, alien world unfolding in slow motion. The sounds are minimal, perhaps the faint hum of life support the gentle creaking of the hull and the distant, muffled whispers of the ocean's currents. Modern human-occupied vehicles, or HOVs, such as the iconic Alvin of the Woods Hole, Oceanographic Institution, or Japan's Shinkai 6500, and China's Jiaolong, are far more sophisticated. These advanced submersibles allow scientists to descend to depths of 6,500 meters or more, offering unparalleled direct observation. Picture a small team of scientists nestled within the comfortable but confined interior, their faces illuminated by the soft glow of monitors, their eyes fixed on the viewports. Powerful external lights cut through the darkness, revealing bizarre and beautiful ecosystems, shimmering hydrothermal vents, vast fields of glass sponges, or the slow, deliberate movements of creatures adapted to this extreme world. Robotic manipulator arms controlled by joysticks delicately collect samples of sediment water, or even fragile organisms, bringing them gently back to the surface for study. The experience is one of profound awe, a direct communion with a world that has remained hidden for millennia, offering the chance to spot a creature that might just be a living fossil, an unexpected echo from the deep past. Yet sending humans into these extreme environments is inherently risky and incredibly expensive. This led to the development of remotely operated vehicles, or ROVs. These are unmanned submersibles connected to a surface ship by a long, robust umbilical cable that provides power data and control signals. Imagine a control room aboard a research vessel filled with screens, displaying real-time video feeds from thousands of meters below. Scientists and engineers sit at consoles manipulating joysticks and pressing buttons, guiding the ROV with exquisite precision through submarine canyons over abyssal plains and into the mouths of deep-sea caves. The ROV, a robotic extension of human will, carries an array of high-definition cameras, powerful light sonar systems, and an astonishing variety of sampling tools. Suction devices, slurp guns, sediment corers, and dexterous manipulator arms capable of picking up a single fragile organism or deploying complex sensors. ROVs like Jason or Medusa can remain submerged for days, even weeks, exploring vast areas and performing intricate tasks that would be impossible for human divers or manned submersibles. They offer a prolonged, tireless gaze into the deep, systematically searching for anomalies for structures that might indicate unusual habitats or for the telltale signs of life that defy known classifications. The challenge lies in the sheer scale of the ocean. Even with these advanced tools, the area surveyed remains a minuscule fraction of the total deep-sea environment. The search for ghost species is often like searching for a specific grain of sand on a beach, the size of a continent in absolute darkness with only a flashlight. Further expanding our reach are autonomous underwater vehicles, or AUVs. Unlike ROVs, AUVs are untethered pre-programmed robotic explorers that navigate independently through the ocean using internal sensors and sophisticated artificial intelligence. Imagine a sleek torpedo-shaped vehicle gliding silently through the midwater column or along the sea floor, its sonar systems meticulously mapping the topography, its environmental sensors collecting data on temperature, salinity, and chemical composition. AUVs can cover vast distances, surveying immense areas of the deep ocean floor with remarkable efficiency, creating detailed bathymetric maps that reveal previously unknown seamounts, trenches, and hydrothermal vent fields, all potential refugia for ancient life. They operate alone, silent scouts in the profound darkness, gathering gigabytes of data that are later downloaded and analyzed when the vehicle returns to the surface. Their untethered nature allows them to reach areas that are too remote or too dangerous for ROVs or HOVs, painting a broader picture of the deep-sea landscape. Beyond direct observation, acoustic technologies play a crucial role in mapping the unseen. Multi-beam sonar systems mounted on ships send out fan-shaped pulses of sound that bounce off the seafloor, returning echoes that are used to create incredibly detailed, three-dimensional topographic maps. Imagine sound waves propagating through the vast, silent water, painting a shimmering, invisible picture of submerged mountain ranges, colossal canyons, and vast abyssal plains, all hidden beneath kilometers of water. These maps guide subsequent expeditions, identifying promising areas for more focused investigation. Side-scan sonar offering higher resolution can then be deployed to image the immediate seafloor, revealing subtle features, geological formations, or even the potential presence of biological structures that might warrant further investigation by an ROV. In more recent years, a revolutionary non-invasive technique has emerged: environmental DNA, or eDNA. This method offers the tantalizing prospect of detecting the presence of a species without ever seeing or physically capturing an individual. Imagine collecting a water sample, perhaps just a liter or two, from a specific deep-sea location. Within that water, microscopic traces of DNA are shed by all living organisms. Skin cells, scales, waste products, mucus, even gametes. Scientists can filter this water extract the minute quantities of DNA and then use highly sensitive molecular techniques to identify the genetic signatures of the species present in that environment. It's like finding a genetic fingerprint, a molecular whisper left behind by a creature that might be too rare, too elusive, or too deep to ever be directly observed. eDNA offers a powerful new tool in the hunt for ghost species, providing indirect evidence of their persistence, guiding researchers to specific areas where a living fossil might still reside, silently swimming in the profound darkness. The quest for these ghost species continues, a relentless, meticulous endeavor driven by a deep scientific curiosity and a profound respect for the resilience of life. Each new technological advancement, each deeper dive, each new sample collected, brings us closer to understanding the true extent of biodiversity hidden within our planet's vast, mysterious oceans. The deep sea remains largely unexplored, a colossal reservoir of potential discoveries promising more echoes from the abyss, more living whispers of ancient times waiting patiently to be unveiled. The hunt for these enduring forms of life is a gentle reminder that the book of life is never truly closed, and that the ocean in its boundless wisdom may yet hold countless more resurrections in its cold, dark embrace. A serpent of the depths. Beyond the coelacanth, whose unexpected return from the depths of time profoundly redefined our understanding of extinction, another creature equally ancient and shrouded in an almost mythological aura silently glides through the abyssal darkness. This is the frilled shark, a magnificent serpentine predator whose very form seems to have been plucked directly from the Mesozoic era, a living echo of a time when dinosaurs roamed the land and primitive sharks dominated the primordial seas. Its ancient gaze, framed by eyes adapted to perpetual twilight, holds the quiet wisdom of countless millennia, making it another compelling testament to the deep ocean's unparalleled capacity as a sanctuary for life, thought long vanished. The frilled shark, scientifically known as Chlamydocelicus anguineus, is a true living fossil, a member of a lineage that stretches back approximately 95 million years to the late Cretaceous period. Its distinctive morphology, its elongated eel-like body, and its peculiar arrangement of gills have remained remarkably unchanged across these vast stretches of geological time. When its fossilized relatives are compared to living specimens, the similarities are so striking, so profound, that it feels as if time itself has been given pause, allowing this ancient form to persist, unhurried and unburdened by the rapid evolutionary pressures that reshape most other lineages. Imagine encountering this creature in its natural habitat, a deep-sea realm, where light is a distant memory. Its body, slender and dark, can reach lengths of up to 2 meters, undulating with a slow, sinuous grace that evokes the image of a mythical sea serpent. Its skin is rough, covered in tiny, tooth-like dermal denticles typical of sharks, yet its overall appearance is strikingly different from the powerful, streamlined forms of modern surface-dwelling sharks. The most distinguishing features, the ones that immediately betray its ancient lineage, are its 6 pairs of gill slits. Unlike most sharks, which have separate, distinct gill slits, the frilled shark's gills are connected by frilly web-like membranes that almost completely encircle its throat, giving it the distinctive frilled appearance from which it derives its common name. The first pair of gill slits even meets beneath its throat, creating a continuous collar-like structure that is a clear anatomical throwback to much earlier shark forms. Its head is broad and flattened, almost reptilian in its appearance, housing large reflective eyes, adapted to gather the faintest glimmer of bioluminescent light in the deep. But it is the mouth when opened that truly reveals its ancient and formidable predatory prowess. Within its cavernous maw are 300 small needle-sharp teeth arranged in multiple rows. Each tooth is trident-shaped with 3 distinct cusps, and they are arranged in a way that allows them to interlock, creating a perfect, inescapable trap for soft-bodied prey. This specialized dentition is ideally suited for grasping and holding onto slippery, fast-moving prey, like squid and smaller deep-sea fish, preventing their escape. Scientists believe that the frilled shark, with its flexible body and unique tooth structure, likely hunts by ambushing its prey, lunging forward with a sudden burst of speed, much like a snake striking its victim. The frilled shark is a creature of the mid-water column, and the upper abyssal zone typically found at depths ranging from 100 to 1,500 meters, though it has been recorded even deeper. It prefers the cold, stable temperatures of these profound depths, far removed from the turbulent, ever-changing conditions of the surface. Its elongated body and peculiar fin arrangement suggest it is not a fast pursuit predator like a great white shark, but rather a patient, opportunistic hunter relying on stealth and its unique strike mechanism. Its large liver, rich in low-density oils, provides it with neutral buoyancy, allowing it to hover effortlessly in the water column, conserving energy in an environment where resources are scarce. Much of the frilled shark's life cycle remains shrouded in mystery, a testament to its elusive nature and the challenges of studying creatures in their deep-sea habitats. However, what little we do know about its reproduction is as extraordinary as its appearance. The frilled shark is oviparous, meaning the embryos develop within eggs inside the mother's body, hatching internally before live young are born. The gestation period is remarkably long, estimated to be up to 3.5 years, one of the longest known for any vertebrate. This incredibly slow reproductive rate, coupled with a presumed long lifespan, is characteristic of many deep-sea species, a strategy that prioritizes the survival of individual offspring in a stable, resource-limited environment. The young born, fully formed and independent, are miniature replicas of the adults ready to begin their slow, silent lives in the dark, cold embrace of the deep. The rediscovery of the frilled shark, or rather its continuous albeit rare encounters by modern scientists and fishermen, began in the 19th century, with the first scientific description occurring in 1884. Unlike the dramatic single-event rediscovery of the coelacanth, the frilled shark has always been known, albeit as an extremely rare and enigmatic creature, occasionally brought to the surface as bycatch in deep-sea trawls. However, its profound morphological conservatism, its ancient lineage, and its deep-sea habitat place it firmly within the category of a living fossil, a species that has essentially remained unchanged for tens of millions of years, a true echo from the abyss. Scientists continue to study the frilled shark through opportunistic encounters and the rare deployment of deep-sea cameras that capture fleeting glimpses of it in its natural environment. Each observation, each piece of genetic analysis adds another layer to our understanding of this ancient marvel. Its existence provides invaluable insights into the early evolution of sharks, offering a direct link to the primitive forms that diversified hundreds of millions of years ago. It helps us reconstruct the ancient marine ecosystems and understand the environmental stability that allowed such a specialized ancient lineage to persist. The frilled shark's ancient gaze, those large, dark eyes peering from a head that has changed little since the time of the dinosaurs, serves as a powerful reminder of the deep ocean's profound role as a sanctuary. It is a world where time seems to fold back upon itself allowing creatures from distant epochs to continue their quiet existence undisturbed by the relentless march of surface evolution. This serpent of the depths with its frilled gills and trident teeth is not merely a biological curiosity. It is a living testament to the enduring power of life to persist, hidden and unobserved in the profound, silent corners of our ever-mysterious planet. It whispers stories of ancient seas, of evolutionary pathways long forgotten, and of the enduring capacity for life to find a way even against the most overwhelming odds. The deep still holds so many secrets, and the frilled shark is but one of its many magnificent living echoes, unexpected survivors of the prehistoric seas. The deep ocean in its vast, silent expanse continues to yield wonders that defy our expectations, revealing not just isolated living fossils like the coelacanth or the frilled shark, but entire groups of organisms once thought to be long lost that have quietly persevered through countless geological epochs. These unexpected survivors of the prehistoric seas represent profound biological continuity, living testament to the enduring power of life to find refuge and persist, often in forms that have changed remarkably little over hundreds of millions of years. Each discovery is a gentle ripple in the fabric of our scientific understanding, urging us to reconsider the perceived finality of extinction and to embrace the boundless mysteries that still lie beneath the waves. One such captivating group of survivors are the stalked crinoids, often referred to as sea lilies. For much of geological history from the Ordovician period, some 485 million years ago, these elegant flower-like creatures were incredibly abundant, carpeting ancient sea floors in vast, shimmering gardens. Their distinctive fossilized forms resembling delicate, articulated stems topped with feathery arms are common in Paleozoic marine deposits, leading many to believe that the stalked forms of crinoids had largely faded from prominence by the Mesozoic era, leaving only their free-swimming, unstalked relatives, the feather stars, to thrive in modern, shallow seas. However, deep-sea exploration has revealed that stalked crinoids are not only alive, but flourish in the stable, nutrient-rich environments of the abyssal plains and seamounts, often at depths exceeding 1,000 meters. Imagine a slow-motion descent through the dark water, and suddenly, in the beam of a submersible's light, a field of these exquisite creatures unfurls. They stand rooted to the seabed by a long, slender stalk, sometimes reaching over a meter in height, topped by a graceful crown of 10 or more feathery arms. These arms, covered in tiny tube feet, gently filter microscopic particles of food from the slow, deliberate currents, creating a living, breathing tableau that could have been plucked directly from a carboniferous seabed. The existence of living stalked crinoids with their ancient body plan provides invaluable insights into the early evolution of echinoderms, the phylum that also includes starfish and sea urchins. Their presence in the deep sea, where competition is reduced and environmental conditions are remarkably stable, offers a perfect example of a refugium, an area where ancient forms can persist, shielded from the more dynamic evolutionary pressures of shallower waters. Their slow growth, long lifespans, and reliance on passive filter feeding are all adaptations perfectly suited to the consistent, resource-limited environment of the deep, allowing them to endure through vast stretches of geological time. Another group of ancient survivors that continually fascinates scientists are the horseshoe crabs, particularly species like Limulus polyphemus. While not deep-sea inhabitants, their lineage is so profoundly ancient, stretching back over 450 million years to the Ordovician period, that they command our attention as living fossils of exceptional significance. Their distinctive helmet-shaped carapace, segmented tail, and numerous legs have remained virtually unchanged for hundreds of millions of years, earning them the moniker living fossils. They have witnessed the rise and fall of dinosaurs, the assembly and breakup of supercontinents, and countless mass extinctions, yet their form persists, a testament to an incredibly successful and resilient body plan. These ancient arthropods, despite their name, are not true crabs, but are more closely related to spiders and scorpions. They inhabit shallow coastal waters, estuaries, and sandy or muddy bottoms, where they burrow to feed on worms and mollusks. Their unique blue copper-based blood, which contains a chemical called limulus amoebocyte, lysate LAL, is incredibly sensitive to bacterial toxins and has proven invaluable in medical research used to test the sterility of vaccines and medical devices. The horseshoe crab's enduring form, its unchanged morphology across such immense stretches of time, speaks to an evolutionary stasis, a remarkable success in adapting to a specific niche that has remained stable enough to negate the need for significant change. Their ability to lay millions of eggs, which are a vital food source for migratory shorebirds, further highlights their ecological importance as a living link to primeval ecosystems. Venturing back into the deep, we encounter the extraordinary Vampiroteuthis infernalis, often called the vampire squid from hell. While not strictly a Lazarus species in the sense of a grand rediscovery after millions of years of absence from the fossil record, its unique characteristics and ancient lineage make it a compelling survivor from an early divergent branch of cephalopod evolution. Its body plan, with its cape-like webbing connecting its 8 arms and its large glowing eyes, is unlike any other modern cephalopod. Genetic studies suggest it represents the sole surviving member of an order that diverged from other cephalopods over 300 million years ago during the Carboniferous period. The vampire squid inhabits the oxygen minimum zones of the deep ocean, typically between 600 and 900 meters, where oxygen levels are so low that most other complex organisms cannot survive. This extreme environment, while challenging, acts as a natural refuge, a niche free from most predators and competitors. It feeds on marine snow, collecting detritus with sticky filaments that extend from its arms, a remarkably passive feeding strategy for a cephalopod, further highlighting its ancient specialized adaptations. Its bioluminescent capabilities, including light-producing organs on its arm tips and eyes that can appear red or blue, are used for camouflage and communication in the perpetual darkness. The vampire squid, with its unique adaptations to an extreme environment and its ancient lineage, stands as a testament to the diverse and often unexpected evolutionary paths that have unfolded in the deep sea, preserving forms that speak of a distant, primordial past. And then there are the remarkable xenophyrophores, single-celled organisms, or foraminifera, that can grow to astonishing sizes, sometimes exceeding 20 centimeters in diameter, making them some of the largest known single-celled organisms on Earth. Their fossil record extends back to the Cambrian period over 500 million years ago. For a long time, these giant amoebas were known primarily from their fossilized forms, creating complex, intricate shells from sediment particles. Modern deep-sea exploration, particularly in the abyssal plains and trenches, has revealed vibrant populations of living xenophyrophores. These colossal single cells create elaborate, fragile structures from sediment and other particles, often resembling flattened pancakes, frilly sponges, or even delicate branching trees. They are filter feeders, gently sifting organic matter from the slow currents. Their immense size, complex morphology, and ancient lineage make them a profound example of extreme gigantism in single-celled life, and a testament to the enduring success of a very simple yet highly adapted body plan in the stable, undisturbed environment of the deep sea. Their presence reminds us that even the most fundamental forms of life can persist for geological epochs hidden in the profound, silent corners of our planet. These unexpected survivors, from the flower-like crinoids to the helmeted horseshoe crabs, the ancient vampire squid, and the colossal single-celled xenophyrophores, collectively paint a richer, more nuanced picture of life's journey through time. They are not merely biological curiosities. They are living bridges to the past, offering invaluable insights into the evolutionary history of major animal groups, the stability of deep-sea ecosystems, and the remarkable resilience of specific adaptations. They underscore the fact that our planet's deep oceans are not barren voids, but vibrant, continuous archives of life, where the ancient past continues to unfold silently, patiently, beyond the known. Each new encounter, each deeper dive brings us closer to understanding the true extent of biodiversity hidden within our planet's vast, mysterious waters, whispering stories of survival and reminding us that the book of life is never truly closed. Chemoautotrophic havens for relict species. Within the profound, silent darkness of the deep ocean, far removed from the life-giving warmth of the sun, exist ecosystems of such extraordinary alien beauty and primordial significance that they challenge our most fundamental assumptions about life itself. These are the hydrothermal vents and cold seeps, the vents of eternity. Colossal fissures in the Earth's crust, where life flourishes not through the energy of sunlight, but through the raw, chemical power emanating from our planet's fiery interior. These unique environments are not merely oases in the abyssal desert. They are, in essence, ancient havens, chemoautotrophic sanctuaries where relict species forms of life that echo the very dawn of biological existence can find refuge and persist through geological epochs. Imagine descending thousands of meters through the crushing pressure and frigid temperatures, the submersible's lights cutting through the inky blackness. Suddenly, in the distance, a shimmering, hazy plume appears, rising from the seafloor like a ghostly smokestack. As you draw closer, the scene transforms into something truly otherworldly. Towering chimney-like structures, some reaching many stories high, loom from the seabed encrusted with mineral deposits of iron, copper, and zinc, resembling fantastical cathedrals sculpted by subterranean forces. From their vents, superheated water, sometimes exceeding 400 degrees Celsius black, with dissolved minerals, billows forth, creating a mesmerizing, shimmering effect as it mixes with the cold, surrounding seawater. These are the black smokers, powerful expressions of the Earth's inner heat. Alongside these dramatic plumes, white smokers release cooler, lighter fluid, rich in barium, calcium, and silicon. And in other regions, cold seeps quietly release methane, hydrogen sulfide, and other hydrocarbons from the seabed, often forming glistening ice-like structures of methane hydrate. What unites all these phenomena is the fundamental absence of sunlight and the presence of potent chemical energy sources. For decades, scientists believed that all life on Earth ultimately depended on the sun's energy filtered through photosynthesis. The discovery of hydrothermal vent ecosystems in 1977 in the Galapagos Rift shattered this paradigm. Here, thriving communities of bizarre and beautiful creatures were found utterly divorced from the sun's influence. The foundation of these ecosystems is not photosynthesis, but chemosynthesis. Microorganisms, primarily archaea and bacteria, act as primary producers, harnessing the chemical energy from hydrogen sulfide, methane, and other compounds spewing from the vents. They oxidize these chemicals, much like plants use sunlight to create organic matter, forming the base of a food web that supports an astonishing array of larger life forms. These chemosynthetic environments are in many ways analogous to the conditions believed to have existed on early Earth billions of years ago, before oxygen became abundant, and before complex photosynthetic life diversified. The organisms that thrive here often possess ancient metabolic pathways, lineages that diverged from the main tree of life very early on. This makes them invaluable living laboratories for understanding the origins of life and the biochemical limits of existence. For relict species, those ancient forms of life that have persisted largely unchanged for millions of years, these vents and seeps offer a unique and stable sanctuary. Consider the tube worms, particularly the giant tube worm Riftia pachyptila, found at hydrothermal vents. These magnificent creatures, sometimes growing over 2 meters tall, resemble colossal blood-red lipstick tubes emerging from the seafloor. They have no mouth, no gut, and no anus. Instead, they harbor billions of chemosynthetic bacteria within a specialized organ called a trophosome. These bacteria convert the hydrogen sulfide from the vent fluids into organic compounds, providing all the nutrition the worm needs. The tube worm's very existence is a profound symbiosis, a living testament to an ancient, efficient way of harnessing chemical energy. While Riftia itself is a relatively young species, the fundamental chemosynthetic process and the symbiotic relationship it exemplifies are incredibly ancient, echoing the earliest forms of life. The stability of these vent environments, which can persist for thousands of years, allows such specialized, interdependent life forms to thrive without the need for rapid evolutionary adaptation. Another group of ancient survivors finding refuge in these chemically rich environments are certain types of archaea and bacteria. While invisible to the naked eye, these single-celled organisms are the true architects of these ecosystems. Many of them belong to ancient lineages, some of the oldest branches on the tree of life, thriving in conditions of extreme heat, acidity, and pressure that would be lethal to most other organisms. They are the direct descendants of the earliest life forms on Earth, metabolizing chemicals in ways that were common billions of years ago. Their persistence in these isolated, stable vent systems provides a continuous link to the planet's primeval past, offering a living window into the metabolic diversity that characterized early life. The limpets and snails found clinging to the vent chimneys are also fascinating. Many of these gastropods possess shells and body plans that show remarkable similarities to fossilized forms from the Paleozoic era, particularly those found in ancient shallow water environments. While their shallow water relatives largely diversified or went extinct, these deep-sea vent limpets and snails have found a stable, protected niche where they can continue their ancient existence. Their adaptation to feeding on the microbial mats that blanket the vent structures, or grazing on the vent chimneys themselves, showcases a remarkable evolutionary conservatism in a unique, extreme environment. Furthermore, the Riftia-like worms and vent mussels found at cold seeps, particularly those that rely on methane, also represent ancient lineages. These communities are often dominated by species that have symbiotic relationships with methane oxidizing bacteria, similar in principle to the sulfide oxidizing bacteria of hydrothermal vents. The slow, continuous seepage of methane, often over geological timescales, creates remarkably stable environments where these specialized, ancient-style communities can persist. Some of these seep species have fossil records extending back tens of millions of years, indicating a long, continuous history of adaptation to these unique chemical environments. The very isolation of these vent and seep fields contributes to their role as havens for relict species. These ecosystems are often separated by vast, barren stretches of abyssal plain, making dispersal challenging. This isolation can lead to the persistence of unique, endemic species that might have gone extinct elsewhere. While individual vent fields can be ephemeral, sometimes only active for decades or centuries, before becoming dormant, new vents continually form along mid-ocean ridges and tectonic plate boundaries, creating a shifting mosaic of habitats. The ability of vent organisms to disperse, albeit slowly, between these ephemeral islands of life ensures the continuity of these ancient lineages. The vents of eternity are not merely scientific curiosities. They are profound reminders of life's boundless adaptability and its enduring capacity to find a way even in the most extreme and unexpected corners of our planet. They are living laboratories for understanding the origins of life, the limits of biological existence, and the incredible resilience of ancient metabolic pathways. For relict species, these chemo-autotrophic havens offer a stable, chemically rich environment, a continuous link to a primordial past where life first took hold. They whisper stories of a time before the sun governed all of evolutionary paths long forgotten, and of the enduring power of life to persist, hidden and unobserved in the profound, silent corners of our ever-mysterious planet. The deep still holds so many secrets, and these eternal vents are among its most profound living echoes. The conservation of Lazarus species. The profound astonishment that accompanies the rediscovery of a Lazarus species, a creature thought irrevocably lost to the deep currents of time, swiftly gives way to a new and equally profound responsibility, the imperative to protect these living echoes of the past. Preserving the unseen, these ancient survivors that have defied extinction for millions of years, presents a unique and complex set of challenges distinct from the conservation efforts focused on more visible, surface-dwelling species. It demands a delicate balance of scientific understanding, technological innovation, and a deep ethical commitment to safeguarding life that has for so long existed beyond the reaches of human awareness. Imagine for a moment the coelacanth. For 66 million years it swam silently in the deep, undisturbed by human presence, its lineage continuing unbroken. Then, in a single moment of discovery, it was brought into the light of human knowledge. With that revelation came the immediate, urgent need for protection. The initial excitement of rediscovery quickly transformed into a global conservation effort. The very rarity and elusiveness that allowed the coelacanth to persist also made it incredibly vulnerable to human impact once its habitat was known. Its deep-sea home, while offering sanctuary from surface disturbances, is not immune to the pervasive reach of modern human activities. One of the foremost challenges in conserving Lazarus species, particularly those from the deep ocean, is the fundamental lack of comprehensive data. For creatures that have existed beyond our observation for millions of years, our understanding of their populations, sizes, their precise geographical distribution, their reproductive rates, and their specific ecological requirements is often incredibly sparse. Without this baseline knowledge, developing effective conservation strategies becomes immensely difficult. It's akin to trying to protect a ghost when you're not entirely sure where it lives, how many there are, or what it needs to survive. Extensive long-term research employing the deep-sea exploration methods we've discussed is absolutely crucial to fill these vast gaps in our understanding. This research is slow, expensive, and logistically demanding, yet It forms the essential foundation for any meaningful conservation action. A significant threat to deep-sea Lazarus species once their habitats are identified stems from deep-sea fishing practices. While traditional fishing targets shallower waters, the relentless pressure to find new resources has pushed commercial fisheries into ever deeper realms. Bottom trawling in particular, where heavy nets are dragged across the seafloor, can be devastating. These nets indiscriminately sweep up everything in their path, destroying delicate deep-sea habitats including slow-growing coral communities and sponge fields that can take centuries or millennia to form, and catching non-target species, including ancient fish like the frilled shark or even the coelacanth as bycatch. For species with extremely long lifespans and very slow reproductive rates, even a small increase in mortality due to fishing pressure can have catastrophic, long-lasting impacts on their populations, pushing them towards true, irreversible extinction. Another looming threat is deep-sea mining. As terrestrial mineral resources dwindle, there is increasing interest in extracting valuable minerals like manganese nodules, cobalt-rich crusts, and polymetallic sulfides from the deep ocean floor. These mining operations involve colossal machinery that can strip mine vast areas of the seabed, pulverizing habitats, creating sediment plumes that can smother life over wide areas and potentially releasing toxic chemicals. Many of these mineral deposits are found in areas that also host unique deep-sea ecosystems, including hydrothermal vents and cold seeps, which are havens for ancient forms of life. The potential for irreversible damage to these slow-growing, fragile, and often endemic ecosystems is immense, threatening entire populations of relic species before we even fully understand their biology or their significance. Climate change, while often associated with surface phenomena, also extends its insidious reach into the deep. Changes in ocean temperature and chemistry, particularly ocean acidification caused by the absorption of excess carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, can have profound impacts on deep-sea ecosystems. Acidification can make it harder for organisms to build and maintain their calcium carbonate shells and skeletons, affecting everything from mollusks to deep-sea corals. Changes in ocean currents driven by altered climate patterns can also disrupt the flow of nutrients from the surface, impacting the delicate food webs of the deep. These subtle long-term shifts, while slow, can pose an existential threat to species that have evolved in highly stable deep-sea environments and have little capacity for rapid adaptation. So what steps are being taken and what further actions are needed to preserve these living relics? Firstly, the establishment of marine protected areas. MPAs in the deep sea is a critical conservation tool. These designated areas where human activities like fishing and mining are restricted or prohibited create sanctuaries where Lazarus species and their habitats can be safeguarded. However, designating and enforcing MPAs in the vast, remote, and often international waters of the deep ocean is a complex undertaking requiring international cooperation and robust monitoring. The scale of the deep sea means that truly effective MPAs need to be immense, encompassing entire ecological regions rather than just small, isolated pockets. Secondly, sustainable fishing practices are paramount. This involves implementing stricter regulations on deep-sea trawling, developing more selective fishing gear to reduce bycatch, and establishing catch limits for deep-sea species. Promoting alternative, less destructive fishing methods, and supporting consumer awareness about sustainable seafood choices can also help reduce the pressure on deep-sea ecosystems. Thirdly, precautionary approaches to deep-sea mining are essential. Given the profound unknowns about deep-sea ecosystems and the potential for irreversible damage, many scientists and conservationists advocate for a moratorium or a highly regulated phased approach to deep-sea mining, allowing for comprehensive environmental impact assessments and the development of robust regulatory frameworks before large-scale extraction begins. The principle of polluter pays and the development of technologies that minimize environmental disruption are crucial considerations. Fourthly, continued international collaboration and policy development are vital. The deep sea, particularly in international waters beyond national jurisdiction, is a shared heritage. International treaties and agreements are needed to govern activities in these areas, ensuring that the conservation of unique deep-sea biodiversity, including Lazarus species, is prioritized. Organizations like the International Seabed Authority, ISA, play a crucial role in regulating deep-sea activities, and their mandates need to be strengthened to ensure environmental protection. Finally, and perhaps most importantly, is the ongoing commitment to scientific research and public awareness. The more we learn about these unseen worlds and their ancient inhabitants, the more effectively we can protect them. Funding for deep-sea exploration, for taxonomic studies, and for ecological research is crucial. Equally important is communicating the wonder and significance of these discoveries to the public, fostering a sense of awe and responsibility for the hidden biodiversity of our planet. The coelacanth, the frilled shark, the monoplacophorans. These are not just scientific curiosities, they are living testaments to the enduring power of life, and their continued existence is a shared heritage that demands our collective stewardship. Preserving the unseen, therefore, is a profound ethical undertaking, a quiet commitment to safeguarding life that has persisted through millions of years of Earth's history, often without our knowledge. It is a humble acknowledgement that our planet's deep oceans hold not just resources, but irreplaceable biological treasures, living echoes of a primordial past that continue to whisper stories of evolution and resilience. The conservation of Lazarus species is a gentle reminder that the book of life is never truly closed, and that the ocean in its boundless wisdom may yet hold countless more resurrections in its cold, dark embrace, waiting for our protection. Future discoveries and lingering mysteries. Even with the remarkable advances in deep-sea exploration and the astonishing rediscoveries of Lazarus species that have challenged our very understanding of extinction, the vast majority of our planet's deep oceans remain shrouded in profound mystery. The uncharted depths, those immense silent realms that stretch for thousands of meters beneath the sunlit surface, represent the last great frontier of exploration on Earth. They are colossal reservoirs of potential discoveries, holding within their cold, dark embrace countless untold story species yet to be glimpsed and ecological processes yet to be fully understood. The whispers from the abyss continue promising future revelations that will undoubtedly reshape our perception of life's resilience and diversity. Imagine the sheer scale of what remains unknown. Over 70% of our planet is covered by ocean, and the average depth is approximately 3,700 meters. To date, only a tiny fraction of the seafloor has been directly observed or meticulously mapped with high-resolution sonar. Vast stretches of abyssal plains, immense underwater mountain ranges, and the deepest, most crushing trenches remain as unexplored as the surface of distant planets. This immense geographical unknown represents an almost limitless canvas for future discoveries, a silent invitation to push the boundaries of our knowledge even further. Scientists currently theorize that millions of species in the deep sea remain undiscovered and undescribed. For every known marine creature, there may be dozens, perhaps hundreds more that have never been catalogued, never been given a scientific name, never been seen by human eyes or captured by robotic probes. These unseen inhabitants range from microscopic bacteria and archaea, which form the base of deep-sea food webs, to complex invertebrates and fish, some of which may represent ancient lineages that have persisted for millions of years, patiently awaiting their moment of revelation. The potential for encountering new Lazarus species within this vast, uncatalogued biodiversity is immense, a tantalizing prospect that fuels the continuous drive for deeper exploration. One of the most promising areas for future Lazarus discoveries lies within the Hadal Zone, the deepest oceanic trenches that plunge to over 6,000 meters, extending down to nearly 11,000 meters in places like the Mariana Trench. These hyperbaric environments, with pressures exceeding 1,000 atmospheres, represent the most extreme habitats on Earth. Life here is profoundly specialized, adapted to conditions that push the very limits of biological possibility. While exploration of the Hadal Zone has been limited, recent expeditions have revealed unique endemic species, including amphipods, snailfish, and peculiar invertebrates, many of which exhibit ancient characteristics. The isolation of these trenches, their stable cold temperatures, and their extreme pressures create perfect conditions for relict populations to persist, shielded from the disturbances and evolutionary pressures of shallower waters. The deepest parts of our planet may well hold the oldest, most unchanged forms of life-living fossils that have endured since the earliest geological epochs. Beyond the trenches, the vast network of submarine canyons that scar the continental slopes also holds immense potential. These underwater gorges act as conduits, channeling sediment and organic matter from shallower waters into the deep, creating unique ecological niches. Their complex topography with towering walls, overhangs, and hidden caves provides countless refugia for species to hide and thrive undisturbed. Many of these canyons remain largely unexplored, their intricate ecosystems waiting to be revealed. Scientists believe that these canyons could harbor relict populations of ancient invertebrates, such as primitive corals, sponges, or even ancient mollusks that have found sanctuary within their labyrinthine depths. The continued exploration of hydrothermal vents and cold seeps, those vents of eternity we discussed, also promises new revelations. While many vent fields have been discovered, countless more are believed to exist along the mid-ocean ridges and tectonic plate boundaries, particularly in remote regions of the Pacific, Atlantic, and Indian Oceans. Each new vent field often hosts unique endemic species, some of which may represent ancient lineages that have evolved in isolation within these chemically driven oases. The discovery of new types of chemosynthetic communities fueled by novel chemical pathways could also shed light on the very origins of life and the biochemical diversity that has persisted since Earth's early history. Technological advancements will be the key to unlocking these lingering mysteries. The next generation of autonomous underwater vehicles. AUVs equipped with enhanced sensory capabilities, longer endurance, and more sophisticated artificial intelligence will be able to map vast areas of the seafloor with unprecedented detail, identifying promising sites for more focused investigation. Imagine AUVs that can independently detect subtle chemical plumes indicative of vents or map complex cave systems with precision, or even deploy small localized eDNA samplers to identify the presence of cryptic species. Improved remotely operated vehicles, ROVs, with more dexterous manipulation arms, higher resolution cameras, and specialized sampling tools will allow scientists to collect even more fragile and elusive deep-sea organisms, with minimal disturbance, bringing them back to the surface for detailed study. The development of new pressure-resistant materials and energy storage technologies will enable submersibles to reach even greater depths and stay submerged for longer durations, extending the reach of human observation into the most extreme hadal environments. Furthermore, the refinement of environmental DNA techniques will revolutionize the hunt for ghost species. As genetic databases grow and sequencing technologies become faster and more affordable, scientists will be able to detect the presence of rare or unknown species from water samples, with increasing accuracy and sensitivity. This non-invasive approach offers the tantalizing prospect of identifying potential Lazarus species without ever having to physically observe or capture them, guiding future expeditions to specific locations where these ancient survivors might still be swimming. Imagine a world where a simple water sample can reveal the hidden biodiversity of an entire unexplored deep-sea canyon, whispering the genetic signatures of creatures thought long gone. The lingering mysteries of the deep ocean are not merely about finding new species. They are about understanding the fundamental processes of evolution, adaptation, and resilience. Each new discovery, each glimpse into the uncharted depths, offers a piece of the puzzle of life on Earth. It helps us to understand how life has persisted through countless cataclysms, how it adapts to the most extreme conditions, and how ancient forms can endure largely unchanged for millions of years. These revelations challenge our anthropocentric views, reminding us that life on Earth is far more diverse, complex, and enduring than we often perceive. The uncharted depths beckon a silent, profound invitation to continue our slow, deliberate descent into the unknown. They promise future discoveries that will not only add to our scientific catalogues, but will also deepen our sense of wonder and humility in the face of nature's boundless creativity. The potential for more Lazarus species to emerge from this silent realm, from the deepest trenches, the darkest canyons, and the most remote vent fields remains as vast and mysterious as the ocean itself. The whispers from the abyss will continue guiding our curiosity, inviting us to look deeper, to listen more carefully, and to never truly close the book on any species, for the ocean, in its infinite wisdom, may yet hold more resurrections in its cold, dark embrace. The endless cycle of life and rediscovery. As our journey through the profound, silent realms of the deep ocean slowly draws to a close, we carry with us a deepened sense of wonder, a quiet awe for the enduring resilience of life itself. The astonishing stories of Lazarus species, those ancient echoes that have swum out of the shadows of time, compel us to reconsider not just the definitions of extinction, but the very nature of biological existence, reminding us that life on Earth follows an endless, intricate cycle of emergence, retreat, and often a breathtaking rediscovery. It is a cycle that unfolds across timescales so vast, so immense, that they dwarf our fleeting human perception, a rhythm dictated by the planet's own ancient heartbeat. The coelacanth, the frilled shark, the monoplacophorans, and countless other unseen inhabitants of the abyss are not mere biological anomalies. They are living testaments to a profound truth that life, in its boundless creativity, will always find a way to persist, to adapt, and to endure, even in the face of cataclysmic change. They teach us that extinction, while a real and often tragic phenomenon, is not always the absolute, irreversible end we once believed it to be. Instead, it can sometimes be a retreat, a strategic withdrawal into stable refugia, into the profound, undisturbed corners of our world, where ancient lineages can simply wait patiently for eons, shielded from the relentless pressures of a changing surface. The deep ocean in this context becomes far more than just a physical space. It transforms into a potent metaphor for the vastness of the unknown, for the hidden knowledge that still lies beneath the surface of our understanding. Its crushing pressures, its perpetual darkness, and its frigid, stable temperatures, once perceived as barriers to life, are in fact the very conditions that have preserved these ancient forms. They have created a colossal living time capsule, a continuous archive where the slow, deliberate pace of evolution has allowed certain lineages to maintain their primeval forms, their ancient metabolisms, and their deep-seated adaptations largely unchanged for millions upon millions of years. This profound environmental stability, insulating the deep from the dramatic upheavals that have repeatedly reshaped the surface world, is the silent guardian of these living fossils. The principle that the absence of evidence is not evidence of absence resonates with a profound, almost spiritual weight when we contemplate Lazarus species. For so long, our scientific understanding was limited by what we could observe, by what the fossil record graciously preserved, and by what our shallow water expeditions could reveal. The re-emergence of creatures like the coelacanth humbled us, forcing us to acknowledge the inherent limitations of our knowledge and the vast, silent spaces that remain beyond our current observational reach. It is a gentle reminder that our maps of life are far from complete, with entire branches thought withered and gone, potentially still flourishing in the deep, silent reaches of the aquatic world. This continuous cycle of life extinction and rediscovery also profoundly impacts our approach to conservation. It adds a layer of complexity and a nuanced sense of hope to our efforts to protect the planet's biodiversity. While the urgency of preventing current extinctions remains paramount, the existence of Lazarus species suggests that even when a species is declared lost, there might always be a faint, lingering possibility of its persistence in some hidden, undisturbed corner. This does not diminish the tragedy of human-induced extinctions, but it does underscore the immense value of preserving intact, undisturbed ecosystems, especially in remote and inaccessible environments like the deep sea. For these pristine, untouched realms could be the very refugia where ancient life continues its slow, silent vigil. Furthermore, the insights gained from studying these ancient survivors offer invaluable clues into the broader tapestry of life's evolution. They provide direct living links to primordial ecosystems, allowing scientists to study ancient body plans, metabolic pathways, and ecological strategies that were once only hypotheses derived from fossil fragments. The adaptations of deep-sea life to extreme conditions, their slow growth, long lifespans, and specialized chemosynthetic relationships offer profound lessons in biological resilience and the diverse ways in which life can harness energy and thrive, even in environments utterly alien to our own. These lessons extend beyond our planet, informing our nascent field of astrobiology, prompting us to consider the potential for similar forms of life to exist on other ocean worlds within our solar system and beyond, hidden beneath icy shells or within subterranean chemical environments. Our evolving relationship with the deep ocean, driven by ever more sophisticated technology, is a testament to humanity's insatiable curiosity. From the crude dredges of early explorers to the advanced ROVs, AUVs, and eDNA techniques of today, we are slowly, patiently extending our senses into these profound depths. Each new discovery is not just a scientific triumph, it is a profound act of connection, a moment when the ancient past reaches out to touch our present offering, a tangible link to the unbroken chain of life that stretches back billions of years. This ongoing quest, this silent hunt for ghost species, is a journey into our own planet's most enduring mysteries, a continuous dialogue with the ancient wisdom of the deep. The whispers from the abyss will continue guiding our curiosity, inviting us to look deeper, to listen more carefully, and to embrace the boundless wonder of what remains unknown. The deep ocean, in its infinite wisdom, holds countless more resurrections in its cold, dark embrace, waiting patiently for their moment of revelation. It is a world where time unfolds with a different rhythm, where life persists in forms both familiar and utterly alien, a continuous breathing chronicle of existence. And as we consider these profound truths, allowing the gentle currents of thought to carry us, we can recognize that the cycle of life and rediscovery is not just a scientific concept, but a deep, rhythmic pulse that resonates through all existence, a quiet, enduring promise of what still lies hidden beneath the surface of our awareness. And so, as we gently drift away from these profound, silent depths, our journey through the ocean's hidden archives slowly, softly concludes. Just as the coelacanth found its ancient sanctuary in the timeless currents, persisting unseen for millions of years, and just as the vast, luminous sky of day slowly surrenders its brilliant light to the quiet, star-dusted embrace of night, we too now prepare to descend into our own inner oceans. The world beneath the waves, with its enduring mysteries and its patient, unseen life, mirrors the subtle, uncharted realms of our dreams. There, in the tranquil darkness of slumber, ancient thoughts may surface and forgotten wonders of the mind may softly unfold, much like a Lazarus species emerging from the deep vastness of our subconscious. Let the gentle, rhythmic ebb and flow of the ocean's breath guide your own as you settle into profound stillness. May your journey into sleep be as deep and undisturbed as the abyssal plains, and may your dreams be filled with the quiet, endless wisdom of the ancient sea, bringing forth its own hidden treasures from beneath the surface of awareness. Sleep well. See you again.